Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Fighting Chance Fantasy NFL betting show. We are live here with another great week upon us. I've already got one game kicking off. Got that on my screen right over here. Miami, Jacksonville. Miami up 13-3. 2 minutes left in the second half, or in the first half, second quarter, I should say. But you guys, I'm sure, are already tuned into that. So really appreciate everyone tuning in. We have had some really good success, some good fun so far to start the season. And it's week 6. Time is flying, which is crazy. It's exciting, but it's also, pump the brakes a little bit. We don't want this NFL season to end as quick as it is. So there's a lot of interesting lines this week. It's not as, I don't see as much value as I usually do. Usually I like to come with a good amount of picks because I see a lot of value. I base all my picks off of value. If there's a value in the line that I can see, I go after that. It's not just based off, is this team better? Is this team better? No, you have to base it off of the numbers. You have to base it off of how Vegas sets the lines. And that's kind of how I look at it. So when I was looking at what I'm doing with these lines right now, there's not that much out there, right? But I was able to find a couple of different places that really showed up to me as pure value. And we're going to run with those, and hopefully that creates a successful week for us and for you guys, the listeners. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, week 6 NFL betting show, Fighting Chance Fantasy. You can follow me on Twitter. That's at Kayvon_sports. Follow me on Twitter at Kayvon_sports. If you have any questions, if you have any picks, anything you want me to talk to you about, always DM me. I've had a lot of people recently come on and reach out to me through my DMs on Twitter about picks that I talk about or about picks that I don't even mention. And that's been really cool to see. I always answer. I always give advice. So please feel free to, whenever you want, come on over and take a look at really what I have going on. And then also, if you have anything you want to talk about, please reach out to me at any time. Okay, so week 6, let's get it started here. We're going to start off with a game that is going to be very intriguing for a lot of people, right? Because it's a top-tier game. It's a very exciting game, and that's the Arizona Cardinals against the Cleveland Browns. Look, Arizona is the only undefeated team left, right? If we went into the season, I think a lot of us thought that Arizona would be good this year, but I don't know if we thought that they would be the last undefeated team left, right? So it's interesting to see that. Now, the storylines in this game, we know Cliff Kingsbury's out, right? He is not coaching the team. Cliff, for everyone that knows, calls the plays. So this will be the first game for the Cardinals where they do not have their play caller. They're going to have someone else fill in for their play caller. And as of, I think it was late last night, early this morning, they weren't sure who that play caller was going to be yet on the staff. That's something to note. Cleveland is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league, and they got lit up by Justin Herbert and the Chargers last week. That is going to make this defense mad. This defense is going to come out aggressive. They're going to come out with something that they need to prove after that dismantling they had last year. On the other hand, Arizona is a much better defense than a lot of us think. Now, I know Chandler Jones is going to be out, but they still have J.J. Watt. That secondary is still very impressive so far up to this year. So the way I'm going to approach this game is I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under 50. Right now, I think it's dropped down to 49.5. I got it at 50. I still like it at 49. I still like it at 49.5. I still like it at 48.5. I think that this is a under game. I think that this is going to be a run the ball, waste some clock. I think that the Cleveland's going to be able to get a lot of pressure on Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray's going to be running for his life out there. I don't know how much time he's going to have to throw the ball. I think Kareem Hunt is going to fill in seamlessly for Nick Chubb being out. Nick Chubb is the better running back. Nick Chubb is a monster. But for this game, I think that they'll be able to run the ball fine with Kareem Hunt. That's why they signed him to a big deal. So instances like this. Give me the under 50, under 49.5, whatever you can get it at your book between Arizona and Cleveland. That is our first game of the week, okay? This is Kayvon Ezami. This is the Fighting Chance Fantasy Week 6 NFL betting show. You can follow me on Twitter at Kayvon_sports. You can follow me on Twitter at Kayvon_sports. First game, Arizona, Cleveland, under 50. The next game, we're heading to Monday Night Football, baby. Monday Night Football when the Buffalo Bills, the hottest team in the league right now, and there's no questions about it, takes on the Tennessee Titans. Buffalo is favored by 5. That line has moved up to 5.5. The over-under is 53.5. Where do you think I'm going with this? The audience should know me well enough by now. Where do you think I'm going with this? I'm riding with the hot hand. One thing I always talk about in betting, yeah, sometimes you can follow the trends and all that stuff. I like to follow the hot hand. And Buffalo is the hot hand. I'm taking Buffalo minus 5.5 on the road in Tennessee Monday night. Look, I don't think that this Tennessee defense is going to be able to stop Buffalo at all. I actually like this line all the way up to 6.5, 7. I think Buffalo will score at will. I think Josh Allen and that offense is hitting on all cylinders. But the most important part of this play is that Buffalo defense, ladies and gentlemen. That Buffalo defense is one of the best defenses in the league. They're going to be able to stop that Titans offense. And that Titans offense has been very up and down this season with Arthur Smith gone. Right? Derrick Henry's looked great. He's been awesome. Julio's been banged up. A.J. Brown's been banged up. Ryan Tannehill hasn't been playing as good as he has been the last 2 years. And most importantly, the Tennessee defense is not going to have any chance in stopping this Buffalo attack. You have Zach Moss looking better in the run game. You've got Josh Allen doing his thing with Dawson Knox and Emmanuel Sanders. And Stephon Diggs hasn't even gotten going yet this season. Buffalo is going to dominate this game. Give me Buffalo minus 5.5. I like this baby all the way up to 6.5. I think Buffalo easily wins by more than a touchdown on Monday Night Football in Tennessee. Look, Tennessee fans, you got your heart broken last night against Ole Miss. I'm sorry to do it to you. I love Tennessee. I love Nashville. It's a beautiful, fun area. But you're going to get your heart broken twice in one weekend because Buffalo's going up there to snatch that baby on Monday Night Football. All right, so 2 games down. We've got the under 50 in the Arizona-Cleveland game, and we've got Buffalo minus 5, but I like it up to minus 7 on Monday Night Football. Also, one thing that I want to mention in that Buffalo game, you guys remember last year, right? You guys remember last year when Tennessee took it to Buffalo on a primetime game where they absolutely dismantled that Buffalo team and embarrassed them. You remember that's the famous Derrick Henry stiff-arm Josh Norman game, and it turned into a meme that went everywhere. Buffalo remembers that. Buffalo's keeping that in their mentals, and they're going to use that to fire up this team Monday night. Buffalo's the better team. Don't overthink it, ladies and gentlemen. Give me the Buffalo Bills minus 5.5 on the road Monday night. Let's move over to a 1 o'clock Eastern game. Chicago Bears hosting the Green Bay Packers. Now, for all you Chicago fans, some good news for you is this might be the last time you have to see Aaron Rodgers come into your house as a Packer player, right? I mean, look, maybe he stays next year, maybe he doesn't. We don't know, but what we do know is he's up in the air. So there's a very good chance this is the last time Aaron Rodgers as a Green Bay Packer will come into your house. So what does that mean? Does that mean you might have a chance to win? Does that mean you're going to get crushed? What it means is Aaron Rodgers is once again going to give it to you guys. I'm sorry, Bears fans. I love Justin Fields. I love that he is going to be a very good quarterback in this league, but not with that head coach that he has right now in Matt Nagy. Not with all the injuries they have going on. Not with being able to get the ball to Allen Robinson, which is disappeared. They can't even get him the ball this season. Chicago has no chance in this game. The Green Bay Packers are favored by 6. The over-under is 44. I'm taking the Packers minus 6. Look, I'm sorry. The Packers are an elite team in the NFC. They might be the best team in the NFC other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have now rattled off 4 straight wins, and every single one of those wins have been a cover. This is a team, no matter the circumstance or the opponent, they do what it takes to win, and they do what it takes to cover. This is one of the oldest rivalries in all of sports, and don't kid yourself. Green Bay enjoys beating Chicago. Aaron Rodgers has been on record saying, I love going into Soldier Field and winning against those fans. He takes joy of this. And Green Bay, the last 9 games against Chicago, the last 10 meetings against Chicago, they have gone 7-3 against the spread. They have won 9 of the last 10, and then they've gone 7-3 against the spread in those 10s, including 4 consecutive wins and covered. Aaron Rodgers has dominated this matchup as late. Now, the good news for you Bears fans is you have a bright future with Justin Fields. So maybe down the line, this will switch, and you guys will start being the team to win and cover. But not this year. This year, Green Bay is too stacked. This year, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers are on a mission, and Aaron Rodgers looks comfortable. Devontae Adams looks comfortable. The defense is getting better, and I think that Justin Fields and that Bears team has a tough time this week. Give me the Green Bay Packers minus 6. All right. So far, we've got the under Arizona-Cleveland game, all right? We also have the Buffalo Bills minus 5.5 Monday Night Football, and we've got the Green Bay Packers minus 6 against the Bears. 2 more plays for you to round it out. I like the Kansas City Chiefs minus 6.5 here. Look, it is nerve-wracking taking a Chiefs team that hasn't covered in the last 10 games, right? This Chiefs team has been terrible on defense, but you know what the best medicine for a terrible defense is? Playing an even worse defense in the Washington football team. Who would have thought coming into this season I would have been able to say that the Washington football team is one of the worst defenses in the league? We would have been stunned. I would have sounded like an idiot if I came on here and said that before the game, right? Before the season started. A lot of us drafted Washington defense in season-long fantasy, like myself, and that's been atrocious. Look, Washington, they're just not getting it done on defense. The Chiefs are pissed off. The Chiefs are angry, and they are going to use that as a way to take all the frustration and all the anger out on Washington. Washington has nothing to do with you. It's not personal, as they like to say. It's just an unfortunate schedule situation where you guys had to be the ones in the middle of a very angry and very mad Chiefs team. So give me the Chiefs minus 6. I also would look at the Chiefs team total. I think it's around 32. I think the Chiefs put up 40. I think the Chiefs put up 40 today. I think they let a bunch of frustrations out. I think all those guys, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, everyone's going to have a huge day. Give me the Chiefs minus 6.5. And the best part is we're getting less than a touchdown. So all they have to do is win by a touchdown. We cover this bet. Give me the Chiefs minus 6.5. Now, for my best bet of the week, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to jinx ourselves. Let's knock on wood here. We have not lost our best bet yet this year. Every single week when I do this show, at the end of the show, I tell you guys I have a best bet, right? This is my favorite bet of the week. We have not lost that bet yet this season. So, without further ado, let's knock on wood. Let's hope that we keep this rolling. For our best bet of the week, we are going to take the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are favored by 5. The over-under is 44.5, and we are rolling with the under 44.5. Now listen. I know that's an ugly play. That's not a sexy play. No one likes to play unders, right? Because who wants to sit there and watch a football game and pray that they don't score? That's what you have to do with unders, right? It sucks, especially all of us in the fantasy football community. We don't want to see that, right? So I get it. But what is better than winning money? Nothing. You want to win money, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, this is going to win you money. Under 44.5. This is my favorite play on the board all day. I don't really know how the mess with Gruden will impact the Raiders, and I don't think anyone does. If you're going to try and predict what's going to happen with all this Gruden stuff, you're just lying to yourself. You can't predict this. But what I do think is the biggest impact from this Gruden mess is going to be on the Raiders offense. I think it's going to take a couple of weeks for this Raiders offense to understand what they're doing out there. It's going to be confusing. This Raiders offense has been hearing play calls. It's not just Gruden has been calling the plays for 3 years now. That's hard to replace in 1 week. They didn't get a bye week to fix that. 1 week to replace that. That's really tough. Okay, Greg Olsen is now going to be the play caller. He's a good play caller. He's a good offense coordinator, but it's still going to be tough for them to get on cue in 1 week. This Denver defense is good. They've gotten beaten up the last couple weeks. They're going to use that for advantage. They're going to use that for motivation. And honestly, the Denver offense isn't very good. The Denver offense is not very good at all. This puts us in a good spot. You've got two pretty bad offenses right now. The Raiders offense looked good early. Right now it's struggling. You have the Gruden news. And also, the Broncos defense is good. You're playing in a weather impact place in Denver. I'm going to take the under 44.5 as my best bet. I'm going to sit down. It's going to be ugly, but it's the sharpest play on the board this week, and I'm rolling with it. Give me the under 44.5 in the Las Vegas Raiders against the Denver Broncos as our best bet of the week. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's run through the bets one last time. We've got the under 50 in the Arizona Cardinals-Cleveland Browns game. We've got Buffalo rolling into Nashville, winning -5. We've got that as a great bet. We said we'd play that all the way up to 6. We think they easily win by more than a touchdown. We also got the Green Bay Packers in one of the best rivalry in sports, taking on the Chicago Bears. We've got Green Bay -6. We've got Kansas City -6.5. And for our best bet of the day, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos going under 44.5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fighting Chance Fantasy NFL Betting Show. I am your host, Kayvon Ezami. Follow me on Twitter at Kayvon_sports. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Ask me your questions. Do you have a play that I didn't mention that you want to talk about? Let me know. We can talk about it on Twitter. Wherever you want to talk about it, reach out to me. I also suggest everyone go and check out fightingchancefantasy.com. There is some awesome writers and content creators out there on that website that is putting up so much great information that will help you win your fantasy league. Go check it out. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Also, go check out the Fighting Chance Fantasy College Football Show. Me and my guy, Dan Hickman, went 6-0 this week with our best bets in that. Go check that out. We've been killing it. And then, as always, come back here on Sundays where you will get me talking about the best bets in NFL on fightingchancefantasy.com every single Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will be back next week. Enjoy your Sunday. Let's win some money. Let's have some fun. And we'll talk to you again next week.